Welcome in to PDL Weekly. My name's Nicholas Murray. Very pleased to be joined by PDL Senior Director Ryan Brooks. And Ryan, we've got a big battle developing at the top of the Mid-Atlantic Division right now. We had top four teams out there, Ocean City, Reading, and then Jersey and Baltimore all play to draws over the weekend. And then last night, Ocean City gets into first place, I think for maybe the first time this season, with a good 3-1 win against Long Island. Really put a dent in Long Island's playoff hopes, but these four teams, they may be battling it out until the very last weekend of the season.
Right. Last week we talked about separation of teams, and when you get ties, then there doesn't become much separation. But obviously a big win for Ocean City last night versus Long Island, which puts them a little bit ahead. So when we get ties, obviously no separation, but we're getting the wins, the 3 points. The 3 points really come in handy.
Now, for those teams, for Ocean City, Reading, Jersey, Baltimore, more big games coming up this weekend. A couple of teams that did have big games last weekend were Austin and Thunder Bay, and they both came through with flying colours, remained perfect on the season, and Thunder Bay's being able to do it without last year's MVP Sullivan Silver. If they get him back to full fitness, they could certainly be looking at another Final Four bid at the end of this season.
Yeah, we talked about the two top teams. Right now we have Thunder Bay and Austin, perfect record so far. I know that Austin's 7-0. I believe that Thunder Bay's 7-0 also.
Correct.
They're obviously doing a really good job, and halfway through the season, 14 games, 7-0. You can't really beat that.
Now, we did have one team fall from the ranks of the perfect last night, with Carolina Dynamo going in and getting surprised maybe a little bit by the Virginia Beach Piranhas. Very nice win for the Piranhas. Then last Friday night, Michigan Bucks ended another perfect run and perfect start. Good 2-0 win against FC London. Little bit of revenge there for last year's playoff defeat, and a really nice debut for the Bucks by Gerald Ben, who earned Player of the Week honours for his 2-goal performance. Michigan, they seem to be on track right now. They're playing very well defensively, and they seem to have a nice balance, and they've obviously got the veterans there with guys like Tom Catalano and Stuart Givens, who have been all-league and award winners in the past. What are you seeing out of the Bucks?
Yeah, the Bucks right now are a quality side. They obviously, that division is very difficult as well as all the divisions really, but that in particular, they had a nice win going up to Canada this past weekend. Gerald Ben, scoring the 2 goals off the bench was a huge performance for him. I know that he was with Ventura, he was with Chicago Inferno. Now he's really doing well with the Bucks. So I see some good things moving forward with him.
Another big result that jumped out to me this past weekend was out in the Southwest Division with the LA Misioneros, a team that hasn't really made much of a dent in that division in the past, coming out, taking a 3-0 win against the Ventura County Fusion, and that kind of reopened the race a little bit for that second playoff spot, because now you've got LA, now you've got and now you've got FC Tucson, both nipping at the heels of the Fusion a little bit for second spot. Fresno out a little bit in first place, a little bit of separation there for themselves.
Yeah, you got Fresno, Fresno, and obviously the LA Missioneros, which was a huge win for them versus Ventura. We're obviously going to have big matchups coming up because I know that Tucson and Fresno are having a big matchup at Fresno, which we obviously know is going to be a big crowd there. We talked about separation once again last week, talked about it again with Mid-Atlantic, and that group right there seems to be pretty close to one another at this point.
Yeah, that game between the Fresno Fuego and the FC Tucson this Saturday night at Chukchansi Park, one of 3 big games that, at least to me, on the Saturday night schedule. First of all, in the Southeast Division, we have Orlando City U23, good win last night. They're 4 points clear at the top of the division now. But the Panama City Beach Pirates, they're 4 points behind right now, 2 games in hand, could gain some ground on the Lions in this game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I've seen Orlando play multiple times, obviously, and this is the first time I'm going to be able to see Panama Beach. So I'm excited to watch that game. Orlando City won 4 games in a row, so they're obviously having a good run so far. So I'm going to be excited to watch that game on Sunday.
Top 2 teams in the Mid-South Division also meet on Saturday night. Is Oklahoma City FC going to be able to threaten Austin's perfect record? They're at home. They've been playing well. They've been pulling out clutch wins with Adam Black.
Absolutely.
Amazing 5-4 win against Houston this past weekend. So is this a threat to Austin's perfect record?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, Oklahoma City, they're doing quite well. I mean, it's been one goal games between the 2 clubs for the past 2 games. We saw today that their schedule, they play each other 4 times. So they're building quite a rivalry right now. So out of any of the teams to really have a good shot at Austin, this is one of them. Oklahoma City's playing at home, and we know how Adam Black is doing, and he's obviously having a great season so far.
Now, Sunday night, we bring it back to the Mid-Atlantic Division. We end where we started
Right.
because huge game with the Jersey Express going in to Ocean City. Jersey, I think they really need a win. They picked up a couple of draws in their last couple of games against the Baltimore Bohemians. But if they can win here, suddenly they get put not only into the playoff race, they get put into the equation for first place in the Mid-Atlantic Division.
Right. They had 2 ties this past week. They played Baltimore twice, two ties, obviously, and we talked about trying to make sure you get 3 points. And it's maybe to a certain point of you're going to try to get the 3 points with your team adding the 3, but it might be another point about Ocean City not being able to get the 3 points and not being able to. So they kind of stay where they are, and Jersey Express obviously trying to get those 3 points. So it should be an interesting matchup. I wish I was there. I'm from New Jersey. I would love to see that matchup.
Big chance for the Nor'easters, though, on the other hand, to create a little bit of separation from the pack there. Now, you'll be able to get updates from all of those games through Twitter at USLPDL. We'll also have previews and game reports on Facebook. And stay tuned for all of the action. We hope you get out to watch some of it. But for Ryan, my name's Nicholas. Hope you join us again this time next week.